Really, you actually don't like these. Like, these are super stretchy. Excuse me? Like, this really impressed me. Sometimes I feel like people don't think about boobs. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are doing a review on sustainable activewear brands. I have reviewed some sustainable brands in the past, but I wasn't really doing a full video on sustainable activewear. I'll link them down below, but I did review Lola, which is a sustainable activewear brand made by Grace Fit UK, Grace Beverly, whatever she goes by now. And I also recently reviewed Airy Activewear, their offline collection, which I didn't know that they were actually focusing on sustainability until I bought the clothes. So that's another one. But today we are doing Outdoor Voices and Girlfriend Collective, which I think are two pretty well-known brands for being sustainable. Before we start talking about the actual clothes, I just want to kind of give a little background on sustainability, fast fashion. It's not going to be super in-depth, just a few key points, things to remember. So if you haven't heard of fast fashion before, it's essentially the mass production of cheap, kind of disposable clothing. And it's kind of this concept of countless new collections coming out, constantly making us feel out of date with fashion and always wanting the newest trends, the newest stuff, which kind of sums up the activewear industry right now, to be honest. There's so many brands constantly coming out with new trends, new styles, things that you feel like you need, and then a month after you buy them, all of a sudden there's something new coming out and you're like, well, I need that too. And honestly, I'm not gonna say that I haven't fallen victim to this too. I mean, it's tempting. There's so much cute stuff coming out all the time and you constantly want it. So beyond just shopping from sustainable brands or brands that are labeled as sustainable, there are a couple ways to make your clothing experience more sustainable in general. First of all, buy pieces that you know are gonna last, pieces that you are going to wear over and over again to kind of eliminate that like constant turnover. Or at the very least, if you're getting new stuff, maybe do a little closet clear out every once in a while and sell it on secondhand websites like Poshmark, Vinted. Also buying from secondhand stores like Poshmark, Vinted, Goodwill, things like that is another way to shop a little more sustainably, because if you think about it, they're only having to make the leggings once and it can go to several people. I know sometimes clothes don't always last long enough to get to the next person, but if you take good care of your stuff and you want to sell it, it's a very good option. That's also a way to get some expensive brands for like a little bit cheaper, and also focusing on more kind of timeless pieces that you can see yourself wearing for a long time, not like a certain print or trend that you feel like is gonna go out of style like right away. Also, another very important thing to note when thinking about sustainability and buying from sustainable brands is that the price of an item does not mean that it's ethically made. I've heard some people that they don't buy cheap activewear, cheap clothing because it's just fast fashion, but the reality is a lot of brands at high price points are made at the same places with the same labor practices as lower priced items. So don't base your purchase off price alone if you are trying to avoid fast fashion and if you are trying to shop sustainably. You really need to look into these brands. Another thing is that a lot of these sustainable brands are definitely more expensive than some cheaper brands like Amazon, AliExpress, those kind of things. And not everyone can really afford to spend, like some of the leggings I have here today are like $90, and that's not really affordable for everyone. So I do think it's a luxury sometimes to be able to shop sustainably just because you are paying a premium. Obviously the money is going somewhere towards ethically sourced fabrics, towards sustainable labor practices, but I just think it's important to note to not go around like judging everyone who doesn't buy sustainable brands. So now that we've talked about a few things, let's start talking about the first brand, Girlfriend Collective. It wouldn't be one of my videos without a little rant, am I right? So since I filmed this video, this article has just been like everywhere I look on my Facebook. Yeah, I still go on Facebook sometimes. And it just pisses me off. So Buzzfeed has the audacity to say that Girlfriend Collective leggings are the best workout leggings ever created. Excuse me? First of all, where does Buzzfeed get the authority to say that these are the best workout leggings ever? First of all, super subjective. Second of all, where are your credentials? Like, how many leggings have you tried? Like, which brands have you tried? Give me the details. And third, these are far from the best workout leggings I've ever tried. Rant over, continue watching. Thank you. First of all, the packaging, it's 100% recycled and recyclable. It's in this kind of like brown, kind of thick cardboardy paper situation, which I will say that Gymshark's packaging is also compostable / recyclable, and it just like rips all the time. This is a much more sturdy option. And usually you open an activewear package and it's just a bunch of like plastic bags, but they actually have like little like reusable little bags. Like this really impressed me. I was like, whoa, I don't remember ordering these little tote bags, but they're so cute. They're like these little cloth canvas bags with like a real zipper and everything, and Girlfriend is embroidered into the top. Like, this is really nice. Also, my nails are shining in this. Wow. Oh, it also says collective on the bottom. I read through Girlfriend's website. They have a whole about section about their sustainability. Highly recommend checking that out because they literally detail every single thing they do in terms of materials, labor, and waste and all this stuff in order to be as sustainable as possible. And it's pretty impressive. Anyways, one of the first lines they said was, "We take the time to make sure every single one of our designs is so beautiful that you won't cycle through it the next time you look through your closet." So that's kind of the idea of not just going through all the trends, but picking kind of like timeless pieces that you can wear over and over, which I do feel like their pieces are a lot of basics. But you know what? I am a fan of the basics. And their fabrics are made out of recycled materials like bottles, nets, and cotton waste. And they also have fair working conditions. I'm kind of reading this because it's a lot to like learn. Their factory in Vietnam guarantees fair wages, safe and healthy conditions, and zero forced or child labor. They also explain why they chose a factory in Vietnam versus the US on their website. They're also super inclusive as a brand. If you go on their website, it's probably the most inclusive out of any brand I've seen in terms of choosing models. They have all shapes, sizes, and even women with disabilities on their website modeling the clothes, which I just think is super awesome, super cool. And I mean, I can't really find a flaw in terms of their values. Like, this company seems really awesome. It's also the more affordable option of the two brands we're talking about today. So let's start talking about the pieces. I just opened up one of the little bags and they have like a little card in it, and something that's cute is that it said, "When you're finished with this item a long time from now, give it to a friend to have a second life, or find out where you can recycle it for you at," and they have like a whole page on how to recycle their stuff. So they're really thinking through everything in terms of sustainability. I guess we will review this set first. I'm not sure I love this color, but I did choose it. So there were just a lot of neutral colors. I think it was a little bit picked over by the time I got to it. They don't sell out like super quick, but I definitely didn't shop like on a day of the launch or anything. So first I got the Fern Float Seamless Biker Short. And I don't know about you, but this is like not a seamless biker short. Like, there are so many seams. I don't know what people think seamless means, but it has seams. That, you know, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be a bad short. I got these in a size small and they're $48. So these shorts are made with 90% recycled bottles and 10% spandex. They're super lightweight, and I would say they're kind of in between a brushed and a sleek material. It is super buttery soft, but it doesn't look like fuzzy. Here's a close-up of the fabric. It really doesn't have a whole lot of fuzz to it, but it is very soft. They're definitely on the flimsy side of fabrics, so I don't expect a lot of cellulite coverage. The waistband is double thickness. It does have a little band at the top, but it's not like a full elastic, so it shouldn't dig in too much. They're an 8.5-inch inseam, so definitely a biker short. They actually have a little hidden pocket on the inside of the back waistband, and it's lined with like some rubbery stuff so that the fabric doesn't like come apart, but very discreet. And it says it has sun protection of SPF 50. I kind of was under the impression that like all clothes kind of were built-in sun protection, but I have seen several items of clothing say that in the past, so I'm gonna figure that out at some point. Anyways, let's try these on. All right, so here are the biker shorts, and I got them in a size small, and I would definitely say true to size. They definitely are not too tight anywhere. They do have that little band on the top, but they're really not cutting into me at all. A few pros: this bottom band here on the bottom of the shorts is not digging into my thighs at all. It's actually super comfortable. I'd give them overall a light to medium compression. These definitely are not super compressive, and the fabric is decently thin, so you probably won't have a ton of cellulite coverage either. I definitely am not getting that really like held in, compressed, snatched feeling with these. They're kind of like in between a lounge biker and like a legging. So they have a front seam, but I'm really not getting any camel. I'm not getting a super lot of waistband compression either. And I will say something that I don't like is that the waistband in the front is pretty short, and then it goes down in the back. It's actually wider in the back, which means it's going kind of over across my glutes, when I usually like the seams on the waistband to be above the glutes to kind of lift. So I don't feel like they're doing a lot for the booty here. So I didn't think the fabric was gonna be shiny, but now looking at it, now that they're on, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. The fabric does feel pretty good for performance. It's super lightweight. You can probably sweat in them pretty easily. And yeah, they're actually a solid biker short. Are they my favorite? No, but they're pretty solid. Next, I have the Float Lola bra. Something that's nice about their website is every single thing that they have, it says like the sustainability score or the sustainability report, like how many water bottles were saved, how many pounds of CO2 were prevented, how much energy was saved. And they also include things like the measurements of the garment, like how tall it is and how long the inseams are. And for the shorts, they also included like the waistband rise. So that is definitely helpful because that's something a lot of brands don't often include. Also, my ears get really red sometimes, so don't worry about it. Sometimes people comment and they're like, are your ears okay? Like, they're fine, don't worry about it. Anyways, they give this a medium support. It looks pretty lightweight. Same material as the shorts. It's just a classic little racer back, and it does have a little like elastic on the inside, which is very interesting the way that they've sewn it. You can't really see it like through the fabric on the front, so it kind of gives that like seamless effect, but it's definitely going to give a little more compression around the rib cage. And these do not come with any cut pads or anything, and the fabric is kind of thin, so I kind of wonder about nippage, but we will see. All right, so I'm wearing a size small, and I think in terms of fit, these are true to size. The band, I wear a 32 band normally, and it fits snugly without being too tight, so I would go true to size. I just don't think that this bra is really made for larger cup sizes. They said it was a medium support, and I'm feeling like it's more of a light support. I feel like this is the kind of bra where I'm gonna be constantly like pulling it up because I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of support out of it. It is pretty thin, but I don't really see a whole lot of nippage going on, so it's not horrible. I would prefer a little more coverage. There is definitely some side boob, lots of cleavage. The back is nice and open and cute though, and it is very soft. I feel like this fabric will definitely show some sweat too, so I wouldn't really expect it to be sweat proof. And I could just definitely see myself falling out of this one some way or another. I also got the float seamless high-rise leggings, which again, not seamless. I got the full-length version of these. These are a 28.5 inch inseam, but they also have a 23 3/4 inch inseam, which is kind of like between a capri 7/8 length on someone tall, but if you're on the shorter side, probably gonna be good for you. And I didn't notice, but they have a great size range. They have size extra, extra small to 6XL. I've literally never seen that good of a size range, so that is awesome. Anyways, same material as the shorts, kind of that lightweight, buttery soft. Should be a decently long-lasting fabric because it's not super brushed. Double thickness waistband. They do have like these little panel detailing at the front of the waistband. These still do have that little band at the top, which I don't love. And these are pretty plain and simple. I did get these in a size small. That's kind of my normal legging size. So let's try it on. All right, so here are the float leggings. And I feel like they look okay, but I really actually don't like these. This is hard because I kind of want to recommend this stuff because it's somewhat reasonably priced, sustainable, but you guys know I just cannot recommend a pair of leggings that I don't like, so I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty about these. So first of all, it's that same material as the last ones, so it's pretty lightweight. I give these a solid medium compression, but they do lack a lot of stretch. So first of all, they're also kind of shiny, and I feel like it does give the cheap appearance sometimes. And keep in mind, if these things don't bother you, I'm not saying that these are like horrible leggings, but they're not really working for me. These are size small, my normal legging size, and I do feel like I have a little bit of extra room in the waist. Like I could use a little more waistband compression. That is definitely somewhere where I appreciate compression, but instead I'm getting a lot of tightness around the knees. I'm feeling a lot of stiffness when I lift my leg up here, and I literally have like no room left in the calf. Like I can't even barely pull this. It's like super tight down here. Very similar to the last one. It does have the top seam, but it's not cutting in, and it does go kind of down over the glutes. I'd still give these a solid medium on the booty scale. I don't think they're doing a ton for me. I would say they're not like totally squishing my butt down, but they're not doing any lifting. But they're also not gonna offer a lot of cellulite coverage because they're just kind of thin and don't have a lot of hold to them. There is a front seam, but they're really not causing any camel. They're definitely a lightweight legging, so not gonna be too hot for summer. They also feel like they fall down a little bit in the squat because they just don't really have a lot holding on up here. They're definitely more tight in the legs, so I feel like they did slide down a little bit. And to go with that, it's not necessarily the same color because things kind of ran out again by the time I was shopping them. I got the Float Cleo bra. This is in a size medium. I kind of wanted to see if I'd be a small or medium in sports bras. Usually I'm a small. This one's cute. It's more of like a crop top if you ask me. It has these little like spaghetti straps in the back, and it has like a cute little T-style back. And again, no cut pads or anything. So I feel like these bras won't be super supportive. And that's another thing when brands say that they're making like really inclusive sizing. I like to see a bra that is a little more high support. I don't know if I missed one, but I'm pretty sure all their bras were kind of like this, a little bit flimsy in the fabrics. It has that same little elastic inside detail, so let's try it on. Here's the second bra. This one is a size medium. I would definitely say go with your normal size. The medium is definitely a little big. The little band at the bottom of this one is just pretty loose, but that's my own fault because I chose the wrong size. I did want to explore sizing, so definitely true to size. I would actually size down if you're in between because everything seems to be pretty stretchy. Maybe you'll get a little bit more compression compression, a little more support. So reviewing this just as like a bralette, I think is actually pretty cute. I'm getting a little bit of support. Again, this is a size up for me, so it's not gonna give me a lot. I would say a light support. I'm actually really not secured much in this at all. It has cute little spaghetti straps, but they're actually like very soft, and I don't feel like they're cutting in to my traps at all, so I think that's nice. The back is really cute. I think that this could definitely be worn kind of just as like a top with jeans kind of thing. It's definitely a more casual style, like athleisure, doesn't have to just be taken to the gym. I think it could benefit from some cut pads just to give a little more shape, but I think overall this one's actually pretty cute. Just don't expect a lot of support out of it. So I mostly got stuff from their float collection, which was kind of the big collection when I was looking to buy stuff from them. But I also wanted to try one of their compression leggings, and this is such a pretty color. These are their lemon high-rise compression leggings. They are $68, so they are a little pricey. I got them in a size small, and these are also a 28.5-inch inseam. These ones also come in a 23 3/4-inch inseam and a 19.5-inch inseam. Not a ton of details on the website, but this seems like kind of one of their more OG leggings. These still do have that band at the top, and they have that similar panel French detailing. They do have a little more detailing on the side. They do kind of have some little seams going on, just classic in the back. They do just have a straight across waistband and back seam. Yeah, it seemed pretty plain. They also have the little secret back pocket, which is kind of cool. I'm not usually a huge fan of pockets, but this one sits really nicely on the leggings, and it literally looks like it's just a cut in the fabric, so it doesn't really like add any bulk. Like sometimes like those Lululemon ones that are in the front of the waistband, you can see it when you wear the leggings. I'm like, I want to see that. So let's try it. All right, so here are the high-waisted compressive leggings, and I would definitely say that these are the winners between the two leggings. So they were kind of a workout to get on. These also do have a little bit of stiffness, but they definitely have more stretch than the other ones. Like I feel like I can squat like this, and I don't feel like it's pulling too much. It definitely does have a good amount of stretch, but just in general, they are very compressive, but these are supposed to be their compression leggings. I would give these a high compression. I feel really held in. The waistband also has a pretty good amount of compression as well, and it does have a little band at the top, but it's really not bothering me at all, and it sits really nicely on my waist. There is a little front seam, not causing too many problems. I would say true to size, potentially size up if in between, because they just were a little difficult to get on, but now that they're on, they're quite nice. They are a nice full length. I love this yellow color. It's so cute, and I think that this is one of their styles of leggings that they keep bringing back, so you shouldn't have an issue snagging one of these. Cute little seam details down the side. The fabric is a slick performance material, so I feel like this would be really good for like running, high intensity workouts. I don't often gravitate towards this kind of legging, but when you do want something really compressive, these are quite nice. They're not really doing anything to enhance the glutes. They do just have a straight across seam. I don't think it goes quite down as much as the float leggings, so I'm just gonna give them a solid medium. They are pretty compressive, so they're kind of swishing it down a little bit, but I wouldn't say it looks bad. And I actually would say that you probably will get some cellulite coverage with these. I'd say probably cellulite friendly. I wouldn't expect them to be entirely cellulite proof just because most solid colored leggings aren't, but these are pretty thick, pretty compressive. So yeah, if I had to recommend a pair of leggings from them, I would recommend these if you like compressive leggings. And the second brand we're talking about today is Outdoor Voices. It comes in this nice little box, and all of their stuff is wrapped in plastic. I don't know if it's like recycled or anything. Maybe it's somewhere on this. Nope, it just says, this bag is not a toy, keep it away from babies. I did read up about them on their website a bit, and they also do focus on longevity, creating pieces that last a long time and that are not just like wear a couple times, throw away. They also are made of recycled and ethically sourced materials. They outline a bunch of stuff on their website, definitely not as much detail as Girlfriend, but it says that they're working to be more sustainable every day. And I didn't see anywhere on the website about fair labor practices and all that stuff, so maybe I didn't see it. I looked on their like whole about page and everything on their sustainability page, but if you know more about this and want to share, feel free to comment down below. So I've been wanting to try Outdoor Voices for a while, and I got a couple of the pieces that I've heard good things about. I've heard people rave about their Techsweat stuff, so I got a set of the Techsweat. I also wanted to try 2 pairs of leggings at least, just because sometimes more compressive leggings are not my thing. I also got the Lightform leggings, which sound like they're gonna be kind of like a lightweight, maybe like a line dupe-esque. And I also got the exercise dress because everyone talks about this, and I felt like I had to try it. So I'm gonna start with the Techsweat. I got the Techsweat 7/8 leggings. There's not a ton of details about these on the website. They say they're compressive, that they're sweat wicking, and it's their most high performance fabric. Sometimes leggings that advertise like sweat wicking and like cooling and all that doesn't necessarily mean they're not gonna show sweat, but usually it dries pretty quickly. And I do have to say, this does feel like a performance fabric that probably would dry sweat pretty quickly. And I'm just gonna say, I did not expect this waistband to be like this. I'll get into that in a second. But first I wanna show you the fabric. These are a 25-inch inseam, they're 7/8 length, and they're actually super stretchy. I kind of thought they'd be a little bit thicker, but the legging part themselves actually feels kind of like a medium thickness and not like super structured. So they will be very stretchy, which I hate when compressive leggings are also super stiff. You don't have to be both. So this is the fabric. It's kind of like a little stripy marl print. I do like these kind of subtle printed fabrics. The waistband on these is actually pretty short. It's only like 2 to 3 inches. And then the rest of the leggings, they do have like a couple little seam details. It'll be easier to see on. The waistband is like a stiff, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It kind of feels like cardstock paper, like really stiff and like thin and structured. I'm just gonna show you a close up. So here's the waistband, and as you can see, it's like, I think that shows pretty well. I don't even know how to use words to describe this. It's interesting. I feel like it's gonna be very compressive for sure. And they do have a very structured little pocket guy back here, and this inside is lined with like a little light material. The fabric is a nylon lycra spandex and polyester. Okay, we got a lot of materials, and I got a size small. And they're also $98, which is very expensive. All right, so these are interesting, and I didn't want to like them because they are $98, but I think that I like them. So the waistband definitely won't be for everyone, but it is definitely a high compression waistband. It's that interesting material, but I would say from an outside onlooker, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's a different material. Because it is so tight and compressive in the waistband, because of this material, you might get a little muffin toppage depending on your body shape. So I would be careful of that. And something that's not so great about the waistband is that you're getting a lot of compression in like these 2 to 3 inches, and then not really any lower tummy control compression anywhere else. I kind of thought this whole legging would be really compressive. The leggings are actually pretty lightweight. I'd compare them potentially to a Lululemon Luon. These ones, honestly, they're kind of a light to medium compression. I don't even know if I would give them as high as a medium compression. They're pretty light. That being said, I actually do really like the material. It's really nice. I definitely feel like it's good for performance, but lightweight. Front seam, no camel. I would say true to size. I would definitely measure your waist and fit them to that, because this is the only thing that's going to be restricting you in terms of sizing, because the rest of it's pretty stretchy. Like, these are super stretchy. Like, we can do anything. I would actually say these are pretty flattering on the glutes. Sometimes these little curved seams don't do much, but they actually go over my glutes. So honestly, medium to high on the booty scale. I'd say cellulite friendly. They are pretty thin, but they also have this little stripy marl detail. Helps distract a little bit. The little details in the fabric also make me think that that's gonna help hide sweat a little bit. So I would say that these are probably sweat friendly, like they say. They do feel like Lululemon leggings, which is good because they're on the same price point as them. I didn't want to love them, but they're actually nice. So if you're looking for lower tummy control, these probably aren't it. But if you're okay with like a really super tight, smaller waistband, then these are pretty good. Since the waistband is so weird on these, I'm gonna do the sit test. These definitely cut into the muffin top area when you sit, because the waistband is so stiff, and definitely when you roll over, there's also some. And then when I stand up, it bounces back, but they are gonna cut in a little bit when you sit. I also got the Doing Things bra to match the Techsweat leggings, and it is the same material. It's a $68, which I find $68 a lot for a leggings. So for a sports bra, that is a lot of money. So it's just a classic racerback shape. It does have the Techsweat fabric just on the front, and it has a pretty thick elastic waistband at the bottom, so I hope that's comfortable. It's kind of lined with like Outdoor Voices, which on the back it's actually logoed. I'm not a huge fan of like really heavy logos like this, but I do like that it has like kind of different colors. I think that's cute. It has this kind of stretchy mesh pink detail. It's not the kind of mesh that you can see through, but it definitely has that little like meshy detail and is lightweight. It does have removable cup pads, and I feel like it'll be decently supportive. It actually gives a little rating. It says medium support, medium coverage, and high sweat level. I feel like it'll live up to that, so let's try it on. All right, so the sports bra is actually pretty solid too. I like the thick elastic at the bottom. It's actually not itchy or irritating like I thought. And the cup pads in them are pretty structured, and I feel like it's actually giving me a good amount of like shape. Like they're not like push-up cup pads, but they're definitely adding a little shape. Like the girlfriend bras didn't have any cut pads, so they just kind of like give like a slouchy appearance. I like to feel a little more lifted. This is a size small, my normal sports bra size. Definitely would say true to size. If anything, I feel like this could be a little more compressive, but I wouldn't size down. I think I'm getting a really good amount of coverage. We have this nice scoop neck, but it's not really a lot of cleavage, and I'm really not getting any side boob, which is often a pet peeve. So I think I could definitely work out in this and move around, and I'm not gonna be falling out. So definitely good for performance. I'm liking this set, and I hate that it's so expensive. It's definitely a solid, I would say medium to high support, depending on your cup size and depending on what size you get. Like if I got like an extra small in this, it would definitely be a high support, nice and compressive. I don't love the logoing in the back, but I think the back is overall cute, and I like the mesh. It's pretty lightweight and breathable. This material is nice and soft, and I don't think it's gonna dig into my traps at all. The straps are also not too thin. I feel like it's just a good sports bra. I just overall liked the fit and fabrics of the Outdoor Voices stuff versus the girlfriend. For the other pair of leggings, these are the Lightform high-rise leggings, and these ones feel pretty good. They're definitely super thin and lightweight, but they are more of that sleek performance material, so I feel like this would also be good for like lightweight sweat wicking. These ones do have a nice seamless waistband, and they have those little like curved seams that go around the glutes a little bit. I don't know if those really do a lot of enhancing. A little more detail than a basic legging. And here's the fabric. It's just kind of that slick performance material, but not really shiny. All right, so here are the Lightform leggings, and they are definitely a sleek, super lightweight, thin material. Kind of that naked feel. I'd give these probably around a light to medium compression. Really not much compression in the waistband either. I feel like these may run a tiny bit big as well, just because I could get a little more compression out of the waist here. They do have like a little hidden pocket in the waist. This is the kind of pocket that shows through the waistband a little bit. I can't talk today. These have that same little seam detail that goes over the glutes that the Techsweat ones did, but these ones fall right in the middle of the glutes and don't go over them like the last ones, so I don't feel like these are as flattering. I'd probably only give these a medium on the booty scale. Overall, I feel like these aren't super impressive to me. I feel like I've had leggings similar in feel to these. The fabric itself feels pretty similar to the Gymshark lightweight seamless, kind of that sleek, super lightweight kind of thing. I don't feel like this feels like a super luxurious, expensive fabric, especially since these are like $90. I just would like a little more from them. Definitely not a bad legging. Super stretchy, definitely good. Also for performance, I feel like these might slide down a little more than the Techsweat ones because the waistband isn't really doing as much hold, and they're a little bit slippery. These ones are also around a 7/8 front seam, but not a lot of camel, and you're just definitely not gonna get a lot of cellulite coverage out of these, and they probably will show a little bit of sweat too, but I also expect these to be pretty sweat wicking. So I guess neither of the Outdoor Voices ones I tried had a lot of compression or hold to them, but I will say I just think I liked the Techsweat ones a lot better. We'll do the sit test on these too, see how it is. But the waistband is pretty lightweight, so yeah, it's really not cutting into me at all. It's seamless at the top and just very like comfy and soft, so pretty good for that too. This kind of fabric is also not going to collect any lint or pill, also nice. And lastly, I got the exercise dress. This is $100 flat. Definitely expensive, but I feel like you're getting more value than the leggings, because like the leggings, they're only one piece and they're like $98, but this one's $100 and you don't have to buy a top to go with it because it's already included. I got this really pretty forest evergreen color. The fabric is interesting. It's like kind of a fabric that'll make kind of a little material when you rub it together. A little material, a little noise when you rub it together. If you haven't seen these dresses yet, they're kind of cool. They're basically like an active dress, yes, okay, but they also have like a full like bodysuit romper thing underneath. So, or I guess this would be a unitard for any of my former dancers out there, gymnasts. So it's like a full little unitard down here with shorts and everything, so you don't have to worry about flashing anyone. I kind of thought it would have a built-in bra, which it doesn't. How am I supposed to wear a bra under this when the straps are so thin? Like you put in a full like unitard and shorts underneath, but you didn't put in like a little shelf bra? Maybe everyone is just free boobing it except for me, but I'm not really into that. As you can see, there's really nothing in terms of bra support, so I'm gonna feel pretty uncomfortable trying this on. I just got a size small, it's kind of my normal size. The straps are made of the same material as the Techsweat leggings, I think. They're kind of like just this like thick material. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's not like a classic legging material strap. And the body of the dress is also very interesting. It's almost kind of like a windbreakery material, but with a little more stretch. And then here's the inside. It's super just buttery soft, not brushed, but just very lightweight and smooth. Here's the dress. It's honestly pretty short. Keep in mind I'm very tall and have a long torso. So for a lot of people, this might go mid-thigh, but for me, it kind of goes like maybe a third of my thigh down. Now that we've seen that, I'm gonna move a little closer to talk about some things. So I feel like people have totally raved about this dress, and honestly, I wouldn't buy it for a few reasons. First of all, I do really like this like bodysuit thing. Like there's literally a full-on bodysuit underneath it, like goes all the way up, and I think they should have matched the color. Like this should be the same forest green as this, or else like, I don't know. I just feel like that would have been a better choice. Second of all, I love this color. I'm just a big forest green person, side note. I also just don't love the material. It feels like, I don't know, it feels kind of like a camping tarp material. It's just like really loud and makes that little like scratchy noise. And I feel like when you slide your arms by, it just makes a lot of noise. So I don't absolutely love that either. The shape overall is nice. It's just a classic A-line dress. It's not like super tight, super fitted. Buff Bunny Collection made an exercise dress a while ago, and it was also like a tank style, and it was totally tight all the way down. So I think it's actually kind of nice to have a little more space, just because you don't always want to have like a bodycon style. And since it's also not a bodycon, it's not going to ride up. Speaking of, the shorts inside are actually staying put pretty well. Like I don't feel them riding up or rolling up at all, so that's also good. And I do like the tank detail. I think it's a really nice open tank design, really cute. My issue is this is meant to not wear anything underneath, right? They put this bodysuit underneath so that you don't have to wear anything underneath, but then they don't put a built-in bra. And if this is supposed to be an exercise dress, I'm not gonna go around exercising without a bra. Sometimes I feel like people don't think about boobs. Like, how do you not think about them? It's all I think about when I work out is, am I gonna be secure? Am I gonna be jiggling? And this is just like, there's just no support at all. I'd say if you're max C cup, you could get away with it. Any bigger than that, you're gonna wanna wear a bra under it. And if you wear a bra under this, it's gonna totally get rid of the effect of just wearing the dress and like not having any straps. It's just gonna ruin the look. So I am pretty bummed, to be honest. I will also say that this material has probably minimal horizontal stretch, but a good amount of vertical stretch. I don't know if I just like kind of made that up. I think that's right. So yeah, that's my overall little review of this. I think it could have been nice. It had a lot of potential, but if you don't add a bra, you've lost me. You lost me. So that is it for the review. Remember, these aren't the only two sustainable brands out there. Some other ones I mentioned were Tala and Aerie, which I think overall I did like a little bit more than these, just because these were a little expensive and I felt like not all pieces were super flattering or affordable. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of these brands, maybe some pieces that you like a little better that I didn't get a chance to try in this video. Always looking for more brands to review, to talk about, so let me know in the comments down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!